So we're gonna do an impromptu interview. We're gonna just do a camera bomb on Edgar. He's up here working. There he goes. He's gonna sit down. So we'll ask him a few questions about his ship. Hey Edgar, I have somebody that asked me about your ship.
Yeah.
They asked the make, but it's a custom, right? But who is
a custom made? There's not a second.
Yeah. So who was the designer, though? What was
Actually, I had a professional, academically educated designer, and he is working actually in a shipyard, but this was a kind of how do you call it? A government job.
Oh, government. Okay, for you, yeah, custom.
Yeah, he is very, very well known, and he goes by the name Horst Stichnoot.
Okay.
Horst Stichnoot.
And then you had a lot of input into what it was.
Oh yeah, we met almost while he was in process, and he could do it only in the evening. He had in his house. He had there a kind of construction room. It was a big drawing board.
Yep.
And
so
he delivered, I would say, about 35 drawings.
Wow.
And not just the hull, also how it has to be put together, and
yeah.
It's a very, very picky guy.
All the cross sections, and
and very precise. Like another gentleman I know, his name Neitzel.
No.
Yeah, and
but he's just a farmer guy.
He is?
He's just a farmer.
Yeah, no, he's not a farmer. He unfortunately passed away much too early.
Oh.
And was very much in demand.
Oh,
but he didn't want to draw.
Okay.
Everyone.
Okay.
That has nothing to do with money.
Yeah.
It's simply either he didn't like the people or he didn't.
Yeah.
And and then he even searched with me to find a shipyard.
Yeah, to fabricate.
Yeah, and there are many to fabricate.
Yeah.
And I want to go to an island, Northern in the north of Germany, in the North Sea. He had a tremendous name.
Okay.
Subsequently, also expensive. But he said, lately I have heard a lot of negative things from the shipyard.
Oh.
Yeah, they became very arrogant.
And
ruined a little bit their reputation.
Yes.
He said there's one other guy, only few people know about him. I heard about him by accident. And he started a business building ships. He is an apprentice, he's a master craftsman, and did work a long time by a yacht named Lürsen.
Okay.
If you go in the books, Lürsen built many, many yachts, but also a larger ship, and in particular also for the Navy.
Okay.
And many yachts, really big yachts.
Yeah.
For very, very rich people. So, and then he had it, because then now they started in the shipyard to tell him he didn't work fast enough, his group, because he was too picky.
Yeah, okay.
And that he had married someone from the countryside, and they had a big farmhouse there. And she inherited his farm. And so the farmhouse is there in northern Germany, but south, under this roof are all the animals as well. The cows on the left side, horse on the right side. And at the very end, there's a shearing wall. That's
where they live, yes.
So he got all this out and had quite a place there where he put machinery, but also where he put in what we call a striking board. With other words, he created a table, a wooden plano, by, let me say, 25 feet by 30 feet.
Wow.
And it was white painted.
Uh-huh.
And there he got out of the drawing from this Mr. Stichnot.
And then
He and enlarged it and draw on this board. So my ship was then on the board with all the frames,
all the
because
ribs.
they get smaller and smaller.
Yeah. It keeps changing.
And there is where and then next to it he had a little press.
Oh.
And that's where he curved the frames.
Oh, he bent.
And the press took, does fit.
Oh, wow, each one.
Yeah. And quite an interesting process.
Yeah.
And also he was known for, if it comes to metal boats, he didn't build plastic boats.
Yeah.
That he had also there his own philosophy. He was great in welding, but he said welding changed also the molecular structure of the material.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
And therefore I try to reduce the number of welding seams.
Oh.
In ways that he used large plates. I show you this tonight.
Yeah.
I have to picture my toilet.
Yeah. Yeah, the actual skin.
Yeah, there you
the
see
skin
exactly
plates.
because
Yeah.
it's a high raw.
Yeah.
And then with his wife and his daughter, number one, the frames, bended, the fits. So now
you got to set them all up.
Yeah. So now he comes with a plate, and there is a press, and then he dangled it, and not dangled. He deformed the plain sheet metal.
Oh, yeah. To get it to curve and do all that.
The ship all the way around, not all the way at one side. There's probably not more than 6 plates.
Wow.
So, and you can imagine how much he has to bend them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
from front to back.
He's a very funny guy. Now, I went there with this designer, Mr. Stichnot, and looked at him. And I came from the United States. And then we got in this farmhouse and their living room on the sofa. The first thing was that I knocked with my chin at the table, almost because the sofa was so old and the springs. Yeah, and we got first our coffee and our cake.
Sure.
Typical. By the way, it was also on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
And we spoke, and he saw the drawings, and he was impressed with the drawings from Mr. Stichnot.
Wow, yeah.
And then he started to find some. This ship has frames like our ribs.
Yep.
And stringers. He builds basically over stringers. In other words, his main framing is horizontal.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't want that. I wanted
ribs.
The ribs with a profile. It's like a flat bar. On the end you have a kind of square head. And now it honors him that we came, but he doesn't want to build the ship because he knows if he uses the ribs, the ship will show some waves and so on, surface.
Yeah, because you can't.
So
yep.
Later I heard then, I was disappointed from this designer. I was in the United States. He said, Mr. Norman, do you know what the real reason is why he doesn't want to build for us, for you? He said, no. He believes you are a lawyer.
Oh! And you're going to be a headache.
I said, you know it better, Mr. Stichnot, than we knew it for a long time. Sailing friends already. He lives in Bremen.
Wow.
And I said, tell him. And didn't you tell him? I said, yeah, I did. Then I got another call. He saw the second time. Would we be able to come again for another conversation?
Yeah.
And then he told Stichnot, obviously, that is not because of the ship from Nuremberg. That's because of you, Mr. Stichnot. Then you have so many customers, and I want to be on the list of of potential companies who can build that what you
design. Yeah.
Constructed.
Wow.
We are there then, and then the second time, 2-3 months later, we again got apart. He didn't want to do it. No, he came up with the frames. And, it took a short visit. It was his demand.
Yeah.
So we went there again.
Uh-huh.
And we had to drive from Bremen 2.5 hours.
Wow.
To get to his farmhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he said, okay, and said literally to me, you are stubborn and do not listen to people who have some experience. I built for my whole life aluminium ships. And I know what's going to be happened.
Yeah.
And he said, I made a compromise, and that goes also at my expense.
Oh.
I said, yeah, what's it? I give you the frames you want. But don't expect that I weld the frames from deck down to the keel.
Yeah.
Only punctual.
Uh-huh.
And then you have to allow me to clip these frames, which are almost 2.5 inch high.
Okay.
That I clip there a kind of a triangle out.
Uh-huh.
In the distance from a little more than a foot.
Okay.
That would be through run of my stringers.
So
I get my stringers and you get your frames.
Oh wow.
That's the reason why the ship was the concept was for 18 tons, that the ship got ultimately